Hello friends, welcome all of you to this short session of Csat class where we will be learning a very particular and interesting concept called Remainder Theorem. So basically over the years, particularly in last 4 to 5 years, UPSC has been obsessed with asking questions like what will be the remainder if suppose 8 to the power 88 is divided by 7, or otherwise also what is the last digit of any number like 3 to the power 33, like that. Other questions like when they ask what will be the day after 8 to the power 88 days. So this question also is a case of finding remainders, nothing else. So for that, these questions may seem you a little bit tricky, but they are not. In fact, the only catch lies is knowledge of this particular concept called remainder theorem. Otherwise, we have learnt previously the divisibility rule, which is sufficient for basic questions of finding remainders, like what will be the remainder if divided by 2, 3 for the small numbers. Suppose 108, 7 is divided by 5, what will be the remainder? So for that cases, what are the numbers that are divisible by the basic prime numbers? We have learned those things in divisibility rule, in the topic of divisibility rules. But for learning to find these remainder, which may ultimately will turn out to be magical in terms of solving all these tricky questions which UPSC every year, particularly in year 2022, they ask nearly 4 to 5 questions based on this. In 2023 also they asked nearly 4 questions. In 2024, however, there were only 2 to 3 questions based on this. So you can see that every year they have been very obsessed with asking questions on this remainder theorem. So now we will proceed with this remainder theorem, that what basically it is. Okay, so basically let me erase these things. So it's like, yeah, so basically suppose you are given a complex expression like 7 into 8 into 9 into 11, what will be the remainder when divided by 5? Suppose this is the question. Now what are the different methods? Suppose there is 13 also. What are the different ways to find remainder? One way is the complex, and the wrong way or bad way to do is you will do this calculation, you will multiply all these numbers and then divide by 5 to get the remainder. That is not what we have got to do here. Okay, so applying remainder theorem, what remainder theorem says is remainder in this case will be same if you do like this. If you replace 7 with what is the remainder with 5. So if you divide just 7 with 5, what will be the remainder? So it will be like 2. Okay, now if you divide 8 with 5, what will be the remainder? So it will be like 3. Now if you divide 9 with 5, what will be the remainder? You can easily say that will be 4. Now again, if you see 11, if you divide by 5, what will be the remainder? It will be 1. Okay, now we proceed. If you divide 13 by 5, what will be the remainder? It will be 3. Now you write all those numbers with the same mathematical sign, that was multiplication, nothing else. So I have replaced each of these numbers with their remainders when divided by 5. Now remainder rule says that, what is remainder rule? The remainder rule says that remainder in this case and in this case will be same. Nothing will change as far as finding remainders is concerned, if you replace any number with the remainder keeping the mathematical signs same, even if a plus or minus would have been there in place of multiplication, you just need to replace the same mathematical sign as it is. So now this is very easy to do. Can you see how easily I have reduced the complexity from here to here? Now if you calculate in this case, how can you do that? So 2 into 3 is 6. Again 4 into 3 is 12. So this is now although you can multiply these 12 into 6, which will be equals to 72, but I would say you can again apply remainder rule. If here it can be applied, here also it can be applied. What will be the remainder if you divide 6 with 5? So I am replacing 6 with 1. What will be the remainder if you replace 12, if you divide 12 with 5? So remainder will be 2. Now again remainder rule says that I have replaced the numbers with remainders. So the remainder again will be 1 into 2, that is equals to 2. Now can you see how magical it is? This bit of complex sum which was given here to be divided by 5, you can easily find the remainder which will be equals to 2. Now you can take a case of any complex calculation also. So let's suppose see the question which was given by UPSC itself. Now suppose this is the sum. UPSC asked this question. Yeah. So it was like 8 to the power 88. Now you have to find the remainder with 7. Now you will feel that this is very difficult, but how to do? Isn't this same as 8 into 8 into 8 into 8 divided by 7? And this is 88 times. Now what will we do? We will basically, as I told you in remainder rule, we can replace this number with the remainder when divided by 7. So if you divide 8 with 7, what will be the remainder? You can easily see that if I divide 8 with 7, the remainder will be 1. So this 8 can be replaced with 1. Now again, keeping the sign same, I can replace this 8 with 1, this 8 with 1. You will see if you just apply the remainder rule, that is substituting the number with the remainders, all this 8 will turn into 1. So what will it become? 1 into 1 into 1 into 1, 88 times. Now if you multiply 1 any number of times, what will be the result? It will be 1 itself. So what will be the remainder? 1 itself. So see, this bit of complex question which UPSC has asked probably in the year 2023, you can easily see that the remainder is 1. So this is very easy if you learn remainder theorem, and I can tell you I will solve more and more questions in the upcoming sessions where you can learn the usability of this remainder rule, and it will totally turn your ability to find remainders in any case of given complex mathematical expressions. Thank you for this session. I hope you learned this rule. Thank you for watching this.